Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Greg here. Sorry for the wait on this video. I was away in Arizona at the Network Empire event, which was awesome. I'm exhausted, but I wanted to get this video out to you guys as soon as possible. Um, I have a good idea what's going on, but at the same time, I have a lot of tests running right now. And with Panda, usually what happens is it refreshes every 20 days. So, a lot of my testing right now, I might not know the results for, another 2 weeks or so, or whenever they refresh. Um, some of them may come back earlier. It depends if it was Panda related or not. But I just have so much stuff I'm testing right now. Let me turn this off. That I don't have all the answers right now, but I can kind of show you what I'm seeing and what's going on. I have a good idea. And there's certain things I want to test, like, okay, I know this is over optimized, so now if I send this type of anchor text, will it bring it back up? Or I know this URL structure is working. Can I now pound this with keyword optimized anchor text? And I'll cover that all in this video. So I'm testing tons of stuff. I've gotten results back for some of it, but not most of it, and it's going to take some time. But I just want to at least show you what I'm seeing, and then you guys can kind of compare your sites. And if you want to start doing your own testing, that's fine. As soon as I know something more, I will shoot another update video. So if you just try not to ask me about that, because if once I know anything more, I'll definitely do another update video, just so I don't have like 100 people asking me if I shot the or if I found out anything else yet. All right, so what I'm noticing is they obviously changed optimization. Okay, and I'm going to go through some examples. It seems like they really like EMDs again, or partial EMDs when optimized correctly, and it seems like they're really liking sites that are kind of like branded towards a specific topic. A lot of home pages are ranking, whereas before, inner URLs were kind of playing a bigger part. All right, so, and you'll see in my examples, it's like now they're kind of treating the inner URLs like EMDs were being treated. So, especially for competitive niches. So, how we would set up an inner URL for like a competitive niche. Sorry for these things that keep popping up. I don't even have Apple, so I don't know why it's popping up. So how we would set up inner URLs like for the exact keyword, and again, I'll show an example. Now, if you do that, you can get hit with over optimization, kind of like with an EMD. So it's almost like an inner URL is being treated as an EMD to a certain extent. And I'll show you examples of what I mean. But let's first go on some sites like Gold IRA. My site's right here, still number one, partial EMD. Okay, they really like this site. Let's see, we got a branded site here with Gold IRA on the inner URL, but he has some other words in here. It seems like if you have a longer inner URL, sometimes it throws off the optimization a little bit. Here we have a partial EMD. We have a huge site here with just Gold IRA. Now, they probably get a lot of natural links, and of course it's Wikipedia, so the rules kind of bend for them because they have so much domain authority. Forbes, another huge site. MarketWatch, another huge site. Then we got Gold. They're liking this too, where you have like one keyword in the domain, and then like another keyword you're going through as an inner URL, so kind of like a combo. Because think about it, like if one of the words is in the domain, it's almost like that's like you're going to get credit for those keywords, but not other keywords. Okay, and that makes sense because that's what your site is about, right? Same thing here, partial EMD. And then here, one word in the domain, and then IRA on the end. Okay, so they're really liking stuff like that, where you have like one word here, like in the domain, and one word there, or even partial EMDs like this when you do the anchor text correctly. Okay, when you don't just hit it with Gold IRA, Gold IRA, Gold IRA. Now you're doing like best Gold IRA companies, URL link, and that's the other thing. I'm mixing in more URL links, still doing testing with it, but I think URL links, branded anchor text is helping even more now, specifically with EMDs. And I didn't used to use that very much, but now I'm kind of seeing it starting to play more of an effect, especially for EMDs. Okay, so that's another thing. I will be using branded anchor text, which are URL links or the name of the company, for more anchor text for EMD specifically. Okay, and I'm testing it on other stuff I'm going to be showing you, and I'll come back to that as well. But for specific EMDs or partial EMDs, I would be using more URL links now. All right. So that's the first thing I'm seeing. They're really liking partial EMDs, or even when you have like one, just if you have gold in here, then like IRA on the inner, they're really liking that type of stuff. Because you can't really like gain that for like if you got gold in your URL, then I mean your domain can't be about much else, and they want something about a specific topic, it seems. Okay, so let's go to something else here, Nashville SEO. Alright, so we're still number one for this. Okay, you guys know how I set up my anchor text for this. I did stuff like best Nashville search engine optimization services. You know, I worked my way towards this main keyword. And also, remember, the shorter the keyword is, the more you can get away with over optimization. So if this was like a 6-word EMD, you have to be very, very careful with that. Okay, so just be aware of that. And then remember, we have the top 5 spots. Now we just have 1 and 2, and then we have number 6, number 8, number 9. Okay, what we think is going on with these Web 2.0 properties and still testing is we think that, you know, it's Panda. It's some of them have lack of content, so we're adding more content for some of them. For example, this video used to say have Nashville in the title 3 times, so we took it out, and then when Penguin refreshes, we won't know until it refreshes. That video should shoot back up, but we'll see what happens with it. But we think, you know, they're really looking more because usually Web 2.0s and social properties aren't affected by these type of updates because of the domain authority. It was this time, so that's interesting. You got to be careful about how you optimize your titles now. You know, you can't just slam titles with all these keywords, and you know, same thing for like the titles. Let me go see the description for this actually. I meant description, not title for the second one. I just want to see how many times we have it in the description. Let's see. Okay, so I might need to change this. Look at all these times we have SEO in here, right? So things like this, I think, are making a big difference. I'm going to probably have Mike change this after this video. We have SEO in there a whole lot. All right, and I think they're looking more at that stuff. Okay, so that's for Web 2.0 properties. Although they didn't get hit hard, I mean, they're playing more of a part now for these Web 2.0 properties, where before it didn't really matter because they had so much domain authority. Now they're kind of paying attention more to it. You know, you got to have more content. Like some of our Web 2.0s that had barely any content totally fell off, so they're looking more at that. So what else here? Yeah, so Panda. Another thing that I noticed is with some of my big sites, what we would do is we would set up a lot of pages with like very thin content, and then we would get it ranked, and then we would optimize the content for conversion purposes, and we would just put a little bit of content to save money and all that. We're noticing those sites fell, so it's almost like when you have sites that have a lot of thin content, that's being affected. Okay, and also on-page stuff, you know, you got to be more careful of your keyword density now. I believe, you know, if you got a keyword in your title, in your URL, in an H1 tag, and then too many times on the page, that's playing more of a part. And I think they got more strict on that. All right, let's go to another example here. Electronic cigarette reviews. Alright, what do you see again here? We got a home page, right? Again, they're liking home pages that are kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Directed towards one type of market. And if you do a research on this domain, he goes after all electronic cigarette review type keywords. Okay, he doesn't go outside of that, and they're really liking that, it seems. This guy, he's got electronic cigarette in his domain name, and he has you know, a lot of a good anchor text coming in for that. WebMD, huge site. They're loving huge sites like Blue Cigs. Notice how they just have reviews on the inner URL. They don't have electronic cigarette reviews. That's the other thing I'm noticing that I brought up before, where a lot of sites that were ranked in the top 10 before this update said /electronic cigarette reviews, right? Now, I don't think there's one site on this page that has it. This one right here, but that's a partial EMD. So that kind of negates this, because that's a partial EMD. Before this update, I think 9 out of the 10 sites on the first page had like e-cigarette reviews or electronic cigarette reviews, targeting a specific keyword on that inner URL. Now, that's still okay to do, and let me give you an example for that. Let's go do like Regal Assets Review. Alright, here's my site right here at number 2. I have the exact keyword in there. The reason this is working is because I only needed 3 or 4 links for this inner URL. So just think about how Google's looking at this. They're saying, okay, this guy, he has the inner URL as Regal Assets Review, and then my anchor text, I'll give you the exact anchor text pretty much. It was like review of Regal Assets, and then probably like Regal Assets Review, something like that. That's probably 3. And if there was a 4th one, it was Regal Assets Reviews. I don't know if there was 3 or 4, but this is what I would have done. It's either 3 or 4, and these keywords exactly. Okay. Now they can't really look at 4 anchor text and say he's over optimized, because the chances of that happening are decent, right? Whereas in the other case, where we had sites that were like electronic cigarette reviews, okay, site.com, of course, these are inner URLs. Where this case right here, it's such a competitive keyword that we need to hit it with a lot of anchor text. Okay, so my anchor text for this was like, electronic cigarette reviews, e-cigarette reviews. You guys know how we set up anchor text. Reviews of e-cigarettes, e-cig reviews, maybe e-cig brands, electronic cigarette brands, and we would keep on this steady flow of changing up the anchor text, but it's all very similar. So it's like they're putting that together now, kind of like they saw the OMG handbook, how we were getting away with this anchor text, and now they're looking at this inner URL and they're kind of putting it together. Okay, this guy has the inner URL as this keyword, and then he's hitting it with all these keywords, so we're going to drop them. But they didn't drop it that much. Like if we go search this keyword, we don't have one site on the first page that qualifies, except for this one, but it's an EMD, so it doesn't really count. Remember, the whole first page was filled with sites that were / electronic cigarette reviews or / e-cigarette reviews. And a lot of those sites are now on the second page. And they might still be falling. Here's one right here. This is kind of one. And it looks like a lot of them fell even further since last time I looked. Let's see. Man, a lot of them really fell off. Here's one right here where he has it in there, but he has another brand in there. Damn, where'd all those sites go? It's like they're still falling. Here's one right here. That one was like second page, I believe. Here's one right here. This one was pretty high up too. That one was second or first page. So a lot of the sites are like really, really dropping. Here's one right here. I don't remember seeing that one though, so I don't think that one fell from the first or second page. But I'm not even seeing a lot of those where it was / electronic cigarette reviews or / e-cigarette reviews, something along those lines. Okay, whereas now, what you notice are home pages. Okay, of course, big sites. You can't really count these because these have different rules. And then sites like this, like where it's a big e-cig site, and then they just have / reviews. All right, now here's my site. You guys notice something different about this URL here? It's just brands now, right? I did a 301 redirect. It used to be / e-cigarette brands. All right, when I had that URL, I dropped to second and third page for a lot of these keywords. Notice what my URL is now, and I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, number 6. All right, because I have a less optimized inner URL, and that brought me back up. Now I did this on the 15th, so I did it before. Because before they announced Panda, you guys know that I mentioned I think some things were going on, and this is what I was seeing, so I made that change as a test, and it brought the site up to number 6. I don't think that's the best option. I think going after a home page or a partial EMD is what's working best right now. But the thing you got to think about is it's always changing. So, is it best to go a partial EMD or to the home page. That's something you got to decide, and I'm going to do more testing and let you know, because I want to see, can I now hit this with a lot more keyword optimized anchor text than I could before, or hit more specific keywords, and will it bring me up? And I'm testing that now. So there's so much stuff I'm still testing, but I just wanted to show you guys what I'm seeing going on right now. Be very careful about changing your URLs like I did, because we don't know the whole story yet. It could end up hurting this site. You never know. I just look at this as a test site, so I'm not that worried about it. But the change for this site did work so far. And remember, for a lot of you, you're not gonna need to do something general like that. We go back to the Regal Assets review. If it's something that is going to need just a few links, you're totally fine with that inner URL being just that keyword. Let's do another one here. Like Lear Capital. Like all these terms that I did for this site, I only need a few links for, so they're not getting hit. Okay, number 1, 2, 3, 4, number 5 for that. Same thing here. I probably did 3 or 4 links. Okay, even though it was based around this keyword, they can't say with just 3 or 4 links that I'm over optimized. Whereas on the other side, when we have something we're going after that's a big keyword that you're going to need a lot of, I needed a good 60, 70 links eventually for this now with all the competition, and they can now put that together. So what I want to see is, okay, can I take a URL like this and throw branded anchor text at it and throw general anchor text at it and bring those back up? I'm testing that. Can I hit my general, let's go back. Can I hit my more general anchor or URL now? Remember before I was e-cigarette brands, now I'm just brands. Since I dumbed down the keyword in my inner URL, can I now hit this with more keyword optimized anchor text, for specific keywords? That's another thing I'm testing. I'm testing 301s. I'm testing content. There's so much stuff I'm testing, and I'm going to have to come back and do another video on it. But again, I just wanted to show you guys what's going on, kind of give you an idea, so you can look at your sites and just kind of hopefully start to figure out what happened if you dropped. It seems like most people did fine, and that actually makes sense because a lot of people don't go after really competitive keywords in our group. I know there's some people that go after really competitive keywords that dropped, and this is why, because I know their sites, and I'm looking at their sites, and I see the same exact thing happen, where they had the inner URL for something that they did a lot of keyword anchor text for that dropped way down. It's like those inner URLs are being treated as EMDs now almost, and they're putting that together. So hopefully this video helps you. It's where I am right now. Again, I have so much test, literally like 30, 40 tests going on right now, where I can come back and tell you, I did this with an EMD, I did this with a general, like the calcast.com/brands. I can say, I hit this with this and it moved up. I did this and it moved down. I'm doing stuff with home pages. I'm doing stuff with partial EMDs. I'm doing everything. Okay, I'm going to try to figure out what's going on the best I can. This is what I got so far. So hopefully this helps you. What you do from here is up to you. I recommend just taking a couple weeks. Just give me time to look into it. Hopefully I can get more information, or hopefully from this video you know what's going on already. All right, with your site. After I kind of bring this up. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you soon.